most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
Today we're going to talk about how to fix tight hamstrings without static stretches. These are more effective, I think, the method we're going to advocate.
Right, Bob. This really kind of gets right to me, and I'll talk about it a little bit as soon as we get into it. But this is a fascinating subject on how to really work things well.
By the way, if you're new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. Also, you want to join us on our website, bobandbrad.com. Go to the giveaway section because we're always doing a giveaway contest. What are we giving away right now? You have to go look and see because this is a future video or did it in the past. So you can also find it on Bob and Brad on Facebook. It'll be pinned at the top of our page. If you want a short version of us, go to Twitter or Instagram. 60 seconds of us a day where we don't ramble on.
Right.
Just go right to it.
Do you think people know what we mean when we say it's a future video?
No, but it doesn't matter.
Okay, let's go on. Hamstring flexibility is at one point in my life was one of the nearest and dearest things to me because I was in karate, and if you could kick head level or above, you were just feeling like a champion. You're a rock star, and you had to have extremely loose hamstrings to do a front kick at that level.
Sure.
And people were successful at all the time in our studio.
Despite their age?
Right. And then I got into physical therapy and they said, if you want to stretch, you need static stretching. Hold it for 30 seconds. And I'm thinking, we never stretched our hamstrings for 30 seconds, so we did really well. And plus, I don't have the patience to hold for 30 seconds, so I didn't like that idea anyways. So
we're going to show you a different way to stretch.
Some options and successful options. It's anecdotally from my experience, but a lot of experience between myself and all the people that stretched, that you can stretch and relax and release your hamstrings without
You got a listing of an article there too, Brad.
I do. So I got some science behind it. In September 2018, National Strength and Conditioning Association released this article. I'm not going to go through it in detail, but the bottom line was negative performance issues related to static stretching. It's like, wow.
So it actually was not even, it's not only not helpful, it's harmful?
Well, they didn't say it wasn't helpful. You could still do it, but it wasn't, it could be harmful to athletes getting their peak performance.
Sure.
So anyways, how do you stretch those hamstrings, and how did it work for myself as far as other people?
Okay.
Bob, come over here once.
Oh, I thought we were going to do this one first.
Well, okay, let's do that one first. The number one way to do, the number one option, not the number one way, but the first option is you can go up to an area like this, knees straight, back straight, and hold and relax. Hold, breathe. This is a big thing about stretching. If you don't breathe properly and relax, the muscles are never going to stretch. And in karate, you always think about breathing. It's just pounded into you.
Yeah, big part of it.
Right. So this is one option. Okay. Laying down on your back with a stretch out strap really works well too.
This is the Stretch Easy, by the way.
Stretch Easy, yes.
Yep. And what's nice about it is you actually stretch your foot a little bit too at the same time.
Right.
And it works real well because it hooks onto your foot and holds on to it.
Right.
It doesn't.
You don't have to have one of these. You could use a belt. You could use a sheet or a towel, anything that goes around. The knee must be straight. And this works well because you can relax laying down. Now, if Bob was really doing this, he'd get a pillow for his head so he can.
But the thing about this, Brad, we're not doing a static stretch here. This is where we're going into contract, relax, right?
Right.
So what we're going to do is you're going to bring it up to the point where you start to feel resistance. And now I'm going to actually push down like this. I'm not going to let it go down.
Right.
But I'm going to push. That's what I'm doing here if I would allow it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to push down, but you see I'm holding it, and then I go further.
Right.
And then I push down, and then I go further. Then I go push down, and I keep going further.
And we always go about 10 seconds. A 10-second push or count of 10 push, and then pull for approximately 10 seconds.
Sure.
And we did that 3 times. But you could vary that a little bit.
Yeah, and this is where the stretch out strap is to be really nice, or the Stretch Easy or Easy Stretch, because One of the three, right? Because you really can hook it through your wrist here, and it's easy. It
Yeah,
doesn't take that much work.
it really helps. Now you can do it with a partner, and a partner can hold here.
Sure.
And we used to do this quite a bit too, because in karate class you had partners to work with.
Sure.
And then you could, instead of using the easy, can you let go, Bob?
Sure.
He's going to push into me, and I'm going to hold with my shoulder, and it's easy for me. And then we'll do the
Go a little
contract,
farther.
and then as he relaxes, that's when you push forward. But if you're working with a partner, make sure you respect what the
Right,
person
right.
wants, because you could injure the hamstring, tear it even, if you get aggressive with
My
that.
leg is as long as you are.
I know, Bob. That's a heck of a leg. Now, there's another way to do this contract relax, and this is the way we did it very commonly, was standing. So I'm going to put my leg up like here, and my knee is going to be straight. My back is up against the wall. I've got good posture because the wall is there. And I'm going to be completely relaxed. And now I'm going to push down 1001, 1002. I'm going to count up to 10. And then I'm going to completely relax, and Bob's going to lift. And I say, hold. Then I'm going to repeat it. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but
Sure.
it's at least 3 times. Now, this is where I started when I was a white belt in karate. After about 6 months, I don't know exactly, but it was more than a half a year, I could literally get my toe to touch the wall behind me.
Crazy.
And I wasn't
Crazy.
the only one. There was a lot of us who could do that. But we worked at it pretty aggressively, more than the average person. I was, I didn't have a family at the time. I worked, I did karate. That was my
Sure,
life.
that was your life.
And that was kind of a badge of honor if you could get your toe.
Let's do it right now. What
Yeah.
do you say, folks? Let's do it right now.
Yeah, then we'll go to the ER.
Yeah, right.
Reattach my hamstring.
Yeah.
So that's another effective way to do it. You have to have a partner with it.
Right.
This way, though. Okay, Bob, that's good. I'm amazed how tight I am now compared to 30 years ago. And now the other way, and this was always done in karate, is a dynamic stretch.
A dynamic stretch is good.
Right. Well, is there
Yeah.
another term for this? I thought there was a technical term.
I don't remember big. I do know that they do these in basketball a lot now. Like my son did these
Sure,
in basketball. They'd
sure.
be doing them on the court.
And I call it in therapy a straight leg
Yeah.
raise. And the reason you have to keep the knee straight, so you isolate the hamstring stretch. And as I go up here, the hamstring is stretching, and then we go back down. And with this, breathing is absolutely critical too. As you bring the leg up, you're going to breathe out, and come down, you're going to breathe in. I recommend this only for athletes. If you're just want to get your hamstring stretched out, you're not an athlete really doing some, I'm talking
Yeah,
football, basketball,
Right.
tennis.
Exactly. Anything where you need explosive action.
Right.
And to be honest with you, you don't want to overstretch your hamstrings before events.
Sure.
You actually want them to be a little bit tight because you jump further.
Sure,
Believe it
sure.
or not. And I ran into this anecdotally, but I've now seen studies on it.
Mhm.
When I was a kid, I was a long jumper, and I was at a big meet, so I stretched and I stretched and I stretched. I did the worst jump I've ever done. I mean, you want them a little bit tight.
Sure, sure.
To give the spring.
Yeah. I don't know if
So-
that would be true in karate when you're sparring, because
I don't, it's not true in karate because you want all the strength is coming from like the quad, right, and the hip flexor. And
well, perhaps in this kick.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this one, again, the whole point is don't only do it if you're an athletic person, because you don't want to, you could injure your hamstring if you overdo it. But we're just doing straight leg raise. So it's a dynamic stretch, and you can feel them stretch as you do this. I'm not going to get too carried away.
And you want to warm up slowly, and you want to make sure the muscles are warm while you're doing
Exactly. That's a good point. You're going to do your jumping jacks
Yeah,
or
right.
and have already
this.
stretched.
A little bit of sprinting.
Right. We would warm up. We would do all of our group stretches, and we'd always finish
with the dynamic.
with the dynamic stretching,
Sure.
completely warmed up. It's the final stretch, and then we'd start sparring and see if we could kick each other in the head.
Sure, that's always a friendly environment.
No, we never made contact. So anyways, there's some really good cues and tips on how to just
You don't
elongate.
make contact?
You don't try to, Bob.
Yeah, but it must happen at times.
Oh yeah, I
And
saw.
don't you have gear on?
Yeah, I
So-
saw stars a couple times. It's
Did you
not
really?
fun getting kicked in the head, Bob.
Now it's starting to understand what happened.
It
All right.
all makes sense now.
Thanks everybody for watching. Be cool out there.